Thank you, Senator Carper. Appreciate your work on this for many years and your chairmanship of this committee in the past. I really like to thank Mayor Bowser, Congresswoman Holmes Norton, well, Senator Lieberman has left, but everyone for being here and for the work that you've been doing, because we know there's a lot of contributions from our D.C. residents. I like to say every senator is a parent of an only child, the states we represent, and we're so incredibly proud of them, right? We're their biggest cheerleader, their biggest champion. And so for me, that means Nevada, and I couldn't be prouder of our great state and its amazing people. But we weren't always a state. We began as a territory, becoming part of the United States, but not yet a full state. Via treaty with Mexico in 1848, that's when we were a territory. At the beginning, we didn't even have our name. We were part of the Utah Territory, becoming the Nevada Territory only in 1861, and it wasn't until October 31st, Nevada Day, we call it now, 1864, in the midst of the Civil War, just 8 days before President Lincoln's reelection, that Nevada, the battle-born state, became the 36th state in the Union. I'm a proud co-sponsor of S51, the bill that provides statehood to D.C., and so I am so glad to hear your story and have that become part of your state story when somebody tells that in the future. And so we just want you to be the parents of the newest state. So Mayor Bowser, as a proud D.C. resident, as its elected chief executive, can you tell us about some of the wonderful contributions that D.C. residents make to our, not just this community, but to our country every day?
Well, thank you for that question, Senator, and thank you for sharing the Nevada story. And we do indeed look forward to telling the D.C. story and being admitted, just like Nevada was, by simple legislation by this Congress, who has that full authority. When we think about D.C. residents, we're 8 wards, 700,000 people, people who start businesses here, who raise their children here and pay their taxes. In fact, they pay more taxes per capita than any other American, and we pay more taxes than 20 states. We are what we call a donor state to the federal government, and sometimes people are mistaken and think that the federal government pays to operate the District of Columbia, and that's just not the case. I presented just a couple of weeks ago a $17 billion budget to the Council of the District of Columbia, which will become our state legislature. And unlike other mayors, we operate a school system. We operate our correction system, our Department of Motor Vehicles. So in so many ways, we already function as a state.
You're the busiest mayor, is that what you're saying? But you are the most diverse mayor, perhaps, because diversity is a strength, that's for sure. And like D.C., Nevada's population, I'll tell you about our state, incredibly diverse. Our strength as well. We have 30% Latino, 10% African American, about 9.5% AAPI community. In fact, we have the fastest growing AAPI community, one of them in the nation. And while D.C. is often called out for having lots of newcomers, Nevada has many new residents as well, and sometimes we've been known to be the fastest growing state in the country. And so only 25% of Nevada's 3 million residents were actually born in Nevada. So our diverse population, the influx of people from all around the nation and the world that make us the dynamic state that we are. So I know you too have a diverse population, comes from all over the country and all over the world. And why does it matter to this population as well that they're the 51st state?
Well, absolutely. We are diverse, and we're diverse in some ways that people don't recognize. We are, as I call him Mayor Morial, but President Morial also mentioned 46% African American, 12% Latino, about 3 or 4% AAPI, and we're also growing with our recent census. We're among the fastest growing jurisdictions in the nation as well. let me say something about our economic diversity. And frequently, we're thought of as a federal government town. And indeed, we're proud to be host to the federal government, but the federal government's presence in the District of Columbia has actually been decreasing over a couple of decades. And so federal jobs have been decreasing, federal workers have been decreasing, and even the federal use of space in the district has been decreasing over several years. So we've been focused on how to diversify our economy, build private sector jobs, focus on technology and hospitality and education. Those are the jobs of the future in the district. And that's why our economy has been so robust. It was discussed earlier that we're an elite place. Speaking as the daughter of 2 government workers who raised 5 kids and focused on family and faith in this city, I can tell you that people work hard here, but we also have a diversity of incomes and even a diversity of views. So we are particularly well situated right now, Senator, to be admitted as a state. You'll see with our population, we're larger than 2 states already, and we rival 5 others, and the way that we're growing, we'll achieve that. We're by far larger than most states when they were admitted to the union. So we are just poised to be a great benefit to the union as the 51st state.
Well, thank you. I think you're a great benefit already. Appreciate your service, and I will yield back my time.
Thanks very much for